It's your boy ConsertViz34. Today we want to talk Dead and Company, but before I get started, we want to send a RIP, rest in power, to Mr. Robert Hunter and his family. A key part of not only the Grateful Dead, but of many artists. His writing helped artists who were already established. It helped the Grateful Dead get to where they were and what they have become and their legacy of the remaining living members of the Grateful Dead. But without him, we don't have this vast catalog of lyrical power and genius. And if it was just jamming and it didn't have this lyrical power, it's both things that make the Grateful Dead. So rest in peace, rest in power to Mr. Robert Hunter. So this fall fun run, as they're branding this tour, it starts in fall. It will now go through to winter because we have 4 new dates. We have the LA Forum. It is the backup, the overflow venue for Los Angeles when the Staples Center is booked. And they have the 27th and 28th of December. So those shows will be the first 2 West Coast shows of this tour. And that'll be on a Friday and a Saturday. We get to Monday, December 30th, and we have a show at the Chase Center on New Year's Eve. So that's only night 1. And then on New Year's Eve, the 31st, we have another show out there in San Francisco at the Chase Center. Most impressive thing, they were able to secure the Chase Center. This is a venue that is doing a lot of booking for its opening, which it officially opened this summer. I believe it was Metallica that opened them up. You had a couple other acts, Dave Matthews Band and Eric Clapton, and they're just doing a bunch of concerts. And then you have the Golden State Warriors. This is their new home in gentrified San Francisco. So it's great that they were able to secure these dates. And then you get the LA Forum. This was the only realistic location for LA. I mean, the Staples Center has the LA Kings, right? They have the LA Clippers, and then the Los Angeles Lakers, amongst other things. And I don't know if they have a Jingle Ball or a radio pop Christmas thing and whatever else is going on there, but Staples Center is out of the question. They weren't fitting that in for their winter time. But they get these 4 new dates. So now we have 10 shows. We have 2 at Madison Square Garden. We have 2 at the Nassau Coliseum. We have 2 at the Hampton Coliseum. That's 6. 2 at the Forum. That's 8. And then 2 at the Chase Center. That's 10. And 3 different. And these 10 shows are going to be in 4 different locations: the New York City tri-state area, the 757 Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area, and LA, and then we have the Bay Area, San Francisco. So you get 4 different locations. Now, one thing I'll say is this. Some people are saying, why not Philly? Why not this? Why not that? What you have to understand is this time of year, it's very hard to book for the fall. You have hockey, like in Philadelphia, for instance. You have Villanova basketball, right? You have Philadelphia Flyers hockey. And then you have the Philadelphia 76ers, the basketball team, the professional basketball team. So you have Nova basketball, Sixers basketball, and then you have Flyers hockey. Fitting in that during the holidays is very difficult for Philly. Same with DC. Georgetown basketball, you have the Wizards, I almost said the Clippers, and then you have the Washington Capitals. And other venues, it's just the same idea. And also, your city may not be popular enough or big enough to host a limited run Dead & Co. run. So they did cities like Detroit in past years, and this year they just didn't get it booked. And remember, John Mayer is coming off of a lot of touring he's going to still be doing in early October for his solo tour. He's going to get to mid-October, fly back from Europe, and then get ready for the Dead & Co. run on Halloween. He's only going to have like a week or so, week and a half, to get back from Europe, get used to life in America, and then go to Madison Square Garden. And that's the other thing is, now, my biggest complaint with this tour has been the staggering of dates. And I think that this staggering of dates, the issue with it is it created a false sense of demand. Now, I'm smart. Many consumers are smart. You wait it out. But a lot of fans will freak out. The fear of missing out does sell. And the Dead & Company used that to their advantage to price tickets very high, and Dead and Company's been expensive from the rip. But these ticket prices and VIP packages were priced high with limited dates. 2 in New York City, one of the biggest concert markets in the world, if not the biggest. And then you have 2 in Hampton, which is a very intimate venue. Coliseum is very small compared to MSG or your average arena. But so it's a small venue, and there's 2 nights there. So they, 4 shows, you're going to be able to sell more VIP tickets if there's only 4 shows initially announced. They add the Coliseum dates. I'm sure they knew about these dates in advance, but they were open. But they profit off the limited demand, and that's my issue. They added 2 more dates. And then they add the West Coast dates. And again, this idea of profiting. There were people from the West Coast that bought tickets to fly over to New York or to fly over to Hampton, Virginia, or pretty much out of Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. You land there and you go up to Hampton Roads. So they did this, they booked this stuff, and now there's shows that are right within a couple hours drive or an hour flight of them. So they really profited off that demand, and then now they have extra shows which will sell out or fill up anyway. So they knew that, so they should have announced everything together. Historically, they've announced these shows together for this fall/winter runs. I remember going to the XL Center a couple years ago in Hartford, Connecticut to see that run, and that was all announced. You knew all these dates from the rip. So I do give a little bit of blame there. Now, one possible excuse or one possible reasoning is with the West Coast dates, when you have a John Mayer who's touring extensively, to get his management to sign off on it, to get his management to make sure that they can logistically be ready after an entire year of doing World Tour. The Dead and Company, back to World Tour, back to European World Tour this year, this upcoming month. I think that some of that had to do with it because before they book these dates, before they can promote these dates, everyone's management has to sign off that their person's agreed in contract to show up or appear. That's the only possible out, and I heard some rumblings that that's possibly why. But even so, they should have either not done any touring or made sure their ducks were in a row, made sure they had a talk with Mayer well in advance, say, hey, we want to do fall touring. And this is coming off a summer tour where you had popular Boulder and some other stops that were popular, but the summer tour, they didn't fill up or sell out these venues. Here in New England, Gillette Stadium had them. They didn't sell upper deck tickets, really. It was all mid-level and lower level. Matter of fact, the demand was so low, they had to lower the floor ticket price because people were like, I'm not paying this money to be on the floor for Dead and Company. Like, we love this band. We're Deadheads, but we're on a budget. We're average working Americans. So they had to cut these floor tickets in half, or not in half, but they had to cut these prices significantly from the box office. Ticketmaster does this thing. They have variable pricing. They can change the price at any time. They enacted this for the floor of Dead and Company. They enacted this for the upper levels of Dead and Company, or the mid-level of it, because they weren't selling enough tickets. Okay, Citi Field, there were tickets you could buy at the gate. They did not sell out. They used to do 2 shows at Citi Field. They're down to 1. So they know the demand has dropped due to the pricing. Fans are saying, look, we love this band. We're going to go to J-Rad. We're going to go to Phil and Friends. We're not going to go to all these Dead and Company shows because of the pricing. Okay, and that's what Deadheads have done. I went to Phil and Friends in Hartford, and you see a lot of Deadheads there that, we're not going to Dead and Company. We're going to this because it's affordable and we can have access for a good price. So they've taken advantage of it. They realized they took some big L's ticket-wise, like attendance-wise. They still made tons of money because these tickets are outrageously priced for the closer locations. But they took some losses and they tried to say, hey, we're going to make high demand. Now, to be fair, some of these tickets, depending on when you bought, if you bought early, I saw some people on different forums saying, hey, I got a pretty good price for this fall run compared to what I paid in the summer. I was on Facebook talking to people about that, and someone mentioned that for Hampton. And you look at the Nassau Coliseum, it's not sold out. So the best thing to do with this, now that the East Coast has additional complimentary West Coast shows, wait it out for the East Coast. For the West Coast, I don't know what the New Year's show is probably going to be very expensive, and so is the San Francisco Night 1, there, Chase Center Night 1. But for the Forum, and the Forum is in LA, so they did strategically place it, but waiting it out is the best thing. If you wait it out, see what happens closer to the event, there's going to be tickets available a couple days before the event. But if you're looking to buy, don't just jump on something and have a fear. Sign up for Ticketmaster Verified Fan. If you see a seat you like and it's at a reasonable price, buy it. But if you don't get the Verified Fan process or the pre-sale price, don't go for these VIP tickets, okay? Don't buy these 3D tickets, okay? Wait it out. Let the brokers be stuck with these tickets that are closer to the event. And then when you wait it out, you will be rewarded. And sometimes, hey, you still got to pay closer to the show. Well, save up your money and then pay closer to the show. But don't bite on these tickets. Ticketmaster is going to raise the bar and lower it slowly but surely based on demand. Tons of tickets left for Nassau. So, I mean, I only can imagine for night one of the Forum, the same thing may happen depending on how crazy the West Coast is there. And again, the Chase Center, night 2 is going to be crazy, New Year's Eve, but night 1, you don't, just wait it out. But I'm happy they're touring. I love this band, and I love the Grateful Dead. Rest in peace again to Robert Hunter. Good to see John Mayer, Bobby, and the boys back at it again. This is a fall run. This isn't a little 40-yard dash now. We got 10 dates, and you can subscribe or purchase packages to watch these things or buy the audio after, which is always a great alternative. Because, hey, if you can't make it there in person, there's very, very high quality recordings and great video shot in high definition that, again, you can go to the Dead's website and then look into that as well. I don't know if Dead's doing a Cosmic Charlie or whoever's doing it. Like someone's doing that video, but you can look that up on the Grateful Dead website and then purchase a package there. It's your boy Conserviz34. That's all I got. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Your boy's out. Peace.